In order to provide the correct service and to specify appropriate rules, airspace is classified according to the following criteria: the flight rules under which flight is permitted, the separation that is provided, the requirements for an ATC clearance to be issued to aircraft using the airspace, the requirements for two-way communication to be maintained between aircraft and ATC, the application of the VMC criteria where VFR is permitted. Consequently, ATS airspaces are classified as follows: Class A, IFR flights only. All flights are subject to ATC and are separated from each other. Class B, IFR and VFR flights are permitted. All flights are subject to ATC and are separated from each other. Class C, IFR and VFR flights are permitted and are subject to ATC. IFR flight is separated from other IFR and VFR flights. VFR flights are separated from IFR and given information regarding VFR flights. Class D, IFR and VFR flights are permitted subject to ATC. IFR flights are separated from other IFR flights and receive traffic information concerning VFR flights. VFR flights receive traffic information about all other flights. Class E, IFR and VFR flights are permitted. IFR flight is subject to ATC and is separated from other IFR flights. All flights receive traffic information as far as practicable. Class E airspace is not used for CTRs. Class F, IFR and VFR flights are permitted. All participating IFR flights receive an air traffic advisory service, and all flights receive a flight information service if it is requested. And Class G, IFR and VFR flights are permitted and receive an FIS if asked for. This table shows you the various restrictions that you must comply with when flying in the differing types of airspace. The required navigation performance, RNP, specifies the lateral navigational accuracy requirements for aircraft flying in designated areas or along designated routes. The RNP type is a containment value expressed as a distance in nautical miles from the intended position within which flights would be for at least 95% of the total flying time. An RNP is applied to all ATS routes by the state and is agreed under regional navigation agreements. It expresses a degree of navigational accuracy in terms of the total number of individual aeroplanes flying the route, not the average navigational accuracy of an individual aeroplane flying the route. For example, RNP4 means that 95% of aircraft that fly a particular route will be within 4 nautical miles of the centerline of that route all the time. Where VOR or DME systems are used for airways navigation, an RNP value of 5 still exists, although it was due to be phased out because of the introduction of GNSS and more accurate navigational systems. Radar permits RNP1 where GNSS systems theoretically allow a value of RNP 0.3. Some other terms you may come across are BRNav, Basic Area Navigation, which is suitable for use in RNP5 airspace, and PRNav, Precision RNav, which is suitable for use in RNP1 or better. Aircraft crossing the North Pacific are in airspace with an RNP10 value. This means that aircraft flying the routes will be within 10 nautical miles of the plotted position for not less than 95% of the time. Airspace reserved for them must therefore be 10 nautical miles either side of the specified route. A safety buffer will be added. so the track spacing will look like this.